Hey y'all, today we're going to be talking about the saute cooking method, and to do that I'm going to show you a sauteed bell peppers and onions recipe. So let's go ahead and get started. So I've got my produce washed here. You can see I've got two different color bell peppers, and we're just going to get a julienne cut on those, and we're going to slice our onions pretty thin, so I'll show you how we'll do that. Now we've got our onions already sliced up, and I'm just finishing our bell peppers. As you can see, we've got that julienne cut. We've got our matchsticks, which is very important when we're sauteing because we want them all to cook in the same amount of time. We want them all to be done all the way through. While we're sauteing, we don't want big pieces that are not cooked and small pieces that are burned. So we want to make sure they're all uniform. There's our onions sliced up. What's unique about this recipe is we've got two different color bell peppers going in. So our red bell peppers are higher in vitamin A, and our green bell peppers are higher in vitamin E. So that's a benefit of switching out with the bell pepper colors. That way we get different nutrients with the different colors that we use. Instead of just using all green or all red, we get multiple vitamins, same dish, different flavor profiles. So we get some benefits there. Our onions also have some phytochemicals in there, so that's a good benefit. And all of these vegetables are very high water content, which means that we can put a lot in there, get a lot of this recipe made without a ton of calories. So it bulks up the recipe without adding a bunch of extra calories in there. So let's go ahead and get started in our skillet. Now to our skillet, I've added 1/4 cup of olive oil, and I've got it on medium heat, so it's gotten pretty hot, and we're gonna go ahead and add all of our onions in pretty carefully. Because it is hot oil. You can hear that start to sizzle already. We'll give this a stir. Just make sure it all gets coated with the oil. Our onions go in first so they can start to soften before we add our other ingredients. And this is going to take about 10 to 15 minutes. It's now been about 15 minutes, and our onions are looking really good. You can see they're kind of translucent. That's what we're looking for. We've got a good color going there. Still sizzling. So now we are ready to add the rest of our ingredients. We're going to start with all of our bell peppers. Lots of peppers, and this will cook down in here. It looks like a lot, and it is a lot, but it will cook down. We're going to add 2 cloves of minced garlic, which if you don't mince it yourself, like I bought the minced already garlic, it's a teaspoon of garlic is 2 cloves, so half a teaspoon for each clove. Garlic goes in. We've got our tomato puree. This adds lycopene and also just really good flavor in there. Kind of thickens up that oil in there for us. Then we've got a half a teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes. If you don't like the spice added in there, you don't have to add that, or you can add more, less, however much you want. We're going to go in with a teaspoon of salt. And you can also just taste this when it gets done if you want to add more. I like to add a little bit more black pepper. So I'm going to go closer to a teaspoon, but if you want to go for a half a teaspoon, that's fine. So there's all of our ingredients in. Give this a stir. And this is going to cook down for another 15 or 20 minutes. So we'll come back when we're ready to keep it moving. Now, the important part about the saute method is we want to keep our food moving. So I'm going to go for the saute snap. Now our vegetables have been in here cooking for about 20 to 25 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and cut our heat. And you can see that we've got a really good color there, especially on those onions. They've been in there for a long time. So we are going to plate this. Now that we have this done, this is a great way to add flavor to another dish, like a soup or a stew or even a fajita recipe. The saute method actually concentrates the flavor, so it made it stronger. So this is great. You could store it for a few days. You could also eat it on its own. It's a great way to get a lot of vegetables in really quickly. It all came together in about 30 to 45 minutes, so it's very simple. Sauteed bell peppers and onions. There you have it.